Rose, what do you remember about the finish itself?
I remember, I don't know, I know I was like whipping her butt, and then I just kind of got just a little mentally tired in there, and just like, it's been such a long training camp, it's been such a long year, and it was just, it was a bit much. So I just kind of lost interest in being here.
So what is next for you? What do the next couple months hold?
I don't know, man. Like, going into this one, I was like, this might be the last time I ever do this, but you know, we'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. Like, this is a lot, but it's super fun. Like, I had a great time, so we'll see. I don't know.
How seriously did you consider that this might be the last time that you do this?
I think I kind of always think that, but this time was pretty heavy. Like, it's just a lot on our, like, Pat and I's relationship and everything. But you know, at the same time, there's so much good that comes out of it too. So it's like, you got to see the bright side of everything, and it's easy to dwell on like the negative. But you know, like, you also kind of have to not give yourself gray hairs either.
Man, that's a lot to digest there, and I'm not in the business of retiring fighters, but I said on the pay-per-view broadcast, when you take Rose Namajunas at her word, you get this sense that there are so many parts of this job that she doesn't enjoy. And Tyron, when you become the UFC champion, right, and it's everything you've worked your entire professional life for, and then maybe it's not necessarily everything that you think it's cracked up to be. Yeah. I think some mental demons start to creep in. She kind of feels like she's got one foot out the door, or so it seems.
You know, the mental demons can come in many different angles. You know, the way that you thought it was going to feel when you won. You know, I envisioned winning the world title and jumping, doing every stereotypical celebration you can think of, beating your chest, doing the backflip, jumping on the edge of the cage. But for me personally, I had won that world title hundreds of times in my mind, hundreds of times on the treadmill, hundreds of times when I actually put myself in a situation where I was going to be victorious. So when I won it, it was an expectation that I had already won the fight. And then your motivation changes, your goal changes. If it's not the opponent that's motivating, maybe it's your performance. Maybe you want to go out there and challenge yourself. And she may have lost that motivating factor that pushes her. Maybe it's a hard training camp. Maybe it's too hard to get out of bed. When you want to get out of bed and it's time to go train, if you don't have it in you to do it, that's when you need to really be real with yourself.
This sport is not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing to go into an octagon, into a fenced cage, and fight another human being, okay? So, of course, she feels like that. It's very, as you just said, it's almost easy to fight on fight night. Thousands of people cheering your name. You get paid the money. You get the glory. You do the interviews. People watching you on TV, they all want selfies.
Yeah.
You try getting out of bed every day, going to a cold, wet gym in the middle of winter. There's no fanfare, there's no crowd, there's no purse, there's no money, but you've got to get up and do it time after time after time. That's the hard part, you know? So she's saying that she's thinking about retiring. I honestly say that would be a terrible shame.
Yeah. How did you know when it was time?
Well,
how did you know when it was time?
Because my body's falling apart.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Literally. But for her, and again, I was going to say no disrespect to Andrade, but I could see her becoming the champion again relatively quickly.
Right.
I think Rose is going to go back, and I think she's going to look at the film. I think she's going to refigure this. She's been known to be extremely emotional. Rose is a phenomenal fighter. She went out there and she looked amazing. She's going to go and watch that first round. She's going to watch how she did, and I think she's going to reconsider that. And I don't think the retirement talk's going to go beyond what we saw out there.
But I will say this, I respect her saying that.
Yeah.
I really do, because it shows a real presence of mind. It shows actually a lot of mental clarity.
Honesty. Fighters are always trying to be macho.
A lot of honesty, because a lot of people, they don't want to walk away. They love the glory. They love the fame. They love the money. She's like, you know what? I don't need this in my life.
Right.
I don't need this for peace. I know who I am.
Right.
You know, and that's a powerful thing.
Well, and I think the tough thing is she might not be able to realize an income like this in other walks of life.
Well, that's what keeps everybody around.
Right.
That's what kept me around.
Right.
You know, because, you know, regardless of what your payday is, right, there's not many jobs you can go earn that kind of money in one night.
Of course.
You know, and it's a very, very tempting thing. Sometimes it's detrimental to your own health, but you still do it.
Right.
It was detrimental to my health.
Of course.
I should have hung it up a while ago. But, you know, those paychecks, they're very tempting.